And for our fourth and final speaker, Mather Carscallen, CEO of Sabrtech. And Sabrtech is the creator of Riverbox, which is a scalable algae farm technology producing algae biomass in various different applications. Really neat technology, and it's great for zero waste aquaculture farms, not restricted to coastal or salt water. So with that, I'd love to invite Mather to jump in here and share a little bit about your experience.
Thanks very much. I think the other competitors, or not competitors, but I think Hoyt, Jacqueline, and Kelly are going to make this really easy for me because I agree with just so much of what they're saying, and so I'll try not to reiterate what they just told everybody. But I mean, it's pretty obvious that we all got, great connections out of this, both from an investment and a partnership perspective. And in addition to that, just the continuous constructive criticism on everything from your pitch to your business plan to the actual technology that you have. And I think that that's something really important to remember, is that no matter who's vetted any of your business documents or your technology itself from a science perspective, there's always room for improvement, and different people see different solutions to the same problem. So it's a great way to improve whatever product you guys are working on, or just your business in general. What I kind of wanted to focus on was really one aspect of what we got out of Fish 2.0, which was an unexpected international partnership that has kind of delightfully hijacked a few of our lives. I met another finalist, a runner-up at the Fish 2.0, and just from a casual conversation on helping him with his pitch, we ended up realizing that we had a very similar vision, which was, to work towards completely sustainable zero-waste aquaculture farming that didn't rely on chemicals and antibiotics. And so a conversation that started out as just, chit-chat over a drink led to, discussions on how could we do research together. And eventually, last year, we formally incorporated a joint venture together under the name of Marina Solutions, which is launching both of our products combined together into Southeast Asia. And since that time, we've lined up a $5 million Series A that was directly related to people that we met or people that saw our press releases from the Fish 2.0 event. And in addition to that, because of the traction that we had both generated from the event, we've lined up just over $15 million a year in pre-sale revenue, which should kick in as we launch our product over the next month or two, starting obviously in Southeast Asia. But we've got traction in already 6 countries around the world. So it was the most unexpected outcome from this event. I could never have dreamed this up. It was completely serendipitous that the two of us bumped into each other and hit it off. And like so many of the other crew who's speaking have said, just you got to go for it. You got to put everything out there. Continuously explore your opportunities. Talk to everybody, because I think it was Jacqueline that said this. You really don't know who somebody can introduce you to, or what opportunities can come from a meeting. And so that kind of leads me to what I wish I had known before this. I wish I had done actually more homework on the other finalists. I mean, I think you can get a pretty quick overview on which investors are going to be at an event like this, and what their focus is from looking at their portfolio and talking to people within your network. But, I really didn't look into who the other finalists and runner-up were. And definitely, if I had to do this again, that would be the first thing that I would pay attention to, because not only could they potentially introduce you to somebody that might help your own business, but also you guys may find many opportunities to work together, as Hoyt, Jacqueline, and Kelly have kind of pointed out with various other Fish 2.0 finalists. So if we can go to the next slide. This kind of jumps into my advice to you guys, is that I find that obviously a lot of startups and early stage companies want to focus on investment, and of course we all need money, but at the end of the day, I think that more time and energy should actually be put towards the partnerships, and for a couple reasons. Two of them which really stand out to me are, one, they strengthen your business. You know, if you can find somebody that helps complete your supply chain, if you can find somebody that complements your technology. And number three, it's another way to increase your own network and exposure by teaming up with a different group, right? You can essentially double the amount of manpower that you have working towards what I think, you know, everybody at Fish 2.0 is working towards, which is just a healthy fisheries and aquaculture industry and just the seafood industry in general. And that brings me to my second piece of advice for you guys is, you know, the food tech and the ag tech sector relative to the IT world and the rest of the investment world is struggling, and I think this is common around the world. You know, it's got significantly lower investments than other sectors and so on and so forth. And so, you know, even if somebody might appear like they're a little bit of a competitor to you, this is not a bad thing to make sure that they do well, because it means that more investors are going to start paying attention to the industry, and there's going to be more traction, there's going to be more supply chains available, government grants, not-for-profits are going to start up, more just entrepreneurs and scientists and all sorts of different individuals that can essentially support this industry and really take it over the hump and get it out into you know, the spotlight around the world. My last piece of advice to you guys is that I don't know how many of you are coming from a science background, but I can say that one downfall in coming from a science background is we love research and development way too much, and we always want to tinker and make our system better and better and better. But at the end of the day, you've just got to get to revenue. You know, find the most basic version of your product or process that you're trying to sell or offer and get it out there, because not only will that help you significantly with investors, but it'll also give you the feedback you need from the marketplace on whether or not your product is actually what the market wants, or if you need to change it. And so it's yeah, it takes a little bit trying to shift your brain from a science perspective over to just a money generating perspective, but at the end of the day, if your company's not generating revenue, you know, it doesn't matter how good your technology is. So there's got to be a good balance of trying to make a profitable organization while at the same time, you know, keeping your sort of ideals and visions in place. So I'm gonna leave it at that, just because the rest of you guys kind of, you know, killed all the rest of the points in a good way. Anyways, I'll hand it back to you, Shauna.